Hey, James Casey here. Just going to run you through my Molokai to Oahu setup. It's not too different from what I use for Maui to Molokai and paddle Imua, but yeah, come over and have a look. We'll start with the foils. So to start with, I use the 860R, which is it's our R series. Some people say it's R for race, R for range. It's just sort of R, whatever you want it to be. But it's 860 square centimeters. It's a high aspect foil, as you can see, and it's releasing pretty soon. I actually didn't use this much while I was over in Hawaii. I used it literally for the first time about a week before Molokai to Oahu, and found it was really good for those sort of flat water starts and upwind sections. It also worked really well in the bigger bumps. I didn't lose too much ground. What I was using most of the time in Hawaii was this 770R. This is, I use it for Maui to Molokai, I use it for paddle Imua, and look, it was great. It definitely had a little bit more top end than the 860R, but didn't have the bottom end the 860 has. So it was, the compromise was, they're actually very similar. They're not that different. So the 770 versus the 860, you can see they're pretty similar in size. Aspect ratio is the same, it's just scaled up and down. Was super stoked, and to be honest, this 860R, the bottom end of this saved my race. When I fell off at China Wall, this allowed me to get up not once but twice. So getting up twice in the upwind was huge, and then being able to pump into the upwind was huge for this foil. In terms of the tails, the fuse, I use the medium fuse, and I use this 120R tail. So this is not released yet, but it will be, and it's a really fast tail. It keeps the foil relatively stable, doesn't change its pitch too much. Super fast tail, and yeah, certainly gave the 860R that little bit more top end. I had the 770 as a backup in case something broke from Molokai. I had it on my boat, and I actually had this paired with a 142 AR tail. The 142 AR tail was a little bit bigger, made it feel pretty close in size to the 770. So they were the foils I chose. And then my mast, 75 centimeter mast. I guess it is what it is. We've talked about it plenty. But it's a good mast. It's tapered. I think it's like 14.5 mil thick at the bottom, and it obviously gets a bit thicker the top of the mast. But yeah, really good. 75 centimeter mast was perfect for the race. Let's just skip over the boards. We'll go through the paddle. For the paddle, I use this is an 85 square inch paddle. Really grunty. It's got a lot of bite to it. Tapered shaft, really clean finish. I actually hit the foil when I came off at China Wall. You can kind of see the little scratch just here, and that was a bummer, but that was more from fatigue and a bit of backwash from the boats and obviously China Wall. But I hit it pretty hard and shook the whole setup and came off foil. But yeah, it's still very usable and didn't break, foil didn't break, so it was solid. It's a solid paddle, solid setup. In terms of boards, I've got now 3 boards, and basically it's a bit of a story behind the boards I used. About a month out from Molokai, I got a bunch of, or probably 6 weeks out from Molokai, I got about 6 or 7 boards from Sunova to race for Molokai, and this one was my favourite. It's a 7.6 by 17, so it's a little bit narrower, and basically it's at 93 litres. I really liked it. It was a great board. 93 litres was good, but I tried a few other boards that were a few more litres. The 7.6 by 18 was closer to 110 litres. And in production, Aviator Downwind prone board was awesome, but I found this board being a little bit narrower and a little bit lighter made a big difference. The bottom shape is also pretty much production as we have it as for our prone and elite boards. I also tried this board. Now this is a 610 by 18. I could compare it to my old board that was also 610 by 18. We notice the bottom shape's a bit different. It's got a bit of a bigger spine through the middle, and this raised bit basically makes, when you are trying to get up on foil, it made a really big difference. So this board I really liked, but I like the extra length of this board, but I like the extra volume of my production 7.6 by 18. I had a bit of a conundrum. I wanted the volume of my 7.6 by 18 downwind prone production. I wanted the dimensions of this 7.6 by 17 that my son's been walking over. and I wanted the bottom shape of this 610 by 18. So basically, I only had about 3 weeks to get a board made up. So what I did was I asked my mate Ben Tardrew up on the Gold Coast to hand shape me a board. And basically this is the board that we built. Marcus Tardrew, the designer of Sunova, sent through the file to Ben. And so we've got 103 litres, we've got 7.6 by 17, we've got the bottom shape of this board, and basically it's all my favourite things wrapped into one. And this was the board I used, the Molokai to Oahu, winning board, and got the weight nice and light, I think just under 5 kilos, and got the Sunova deck grip, and I didn't even get time to get stickers made up before I left, because I literally arrived the day I was flying out, and literally took it over with me along with this one. So these are the 2 boards I had over in Hawaii. You can also order any of these Sunova boards as a custom from any Sunova retailers, or email the Sunova team. Head to the website and all the details are there. But thanks for listening along. That's the Quiver, that's what won me Molokai.